So in this tutorial, we're going to teach you how to turn your iPhone camera into your webcam. So eventually this is kind of like what your webcam looks like. So we're going to try to take that quality and add it just to be a little bit more by just switching to using your iPhone. First of all, you'll need your phone. You'll need iPhone or Android. It works on both. You'll need your cord, whichever cord connects to USB, because you'll be wanting to plug in while you're recording and turning on your camera. And then another thing nice to have is a little tripod for your phone, so you can put it on your desk. I have this one I got on Amazon, and it can be scaled, to your desire and put onto your desk, and it has a little clamp for your phone. I have this on an Amazon kit. I will have this in the descriptions if you haven't already downloaded it or seen my kits in this tutorial. I have those links posted. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to download the installer for the app. We're going to go right here. I'm on a Mac, so I was going to pick the Mac driver. It's installed. We're going to go here. EpocCam Live. Install. Change the location. Your password. Continue. Now you're going to come in here and you're going to get the old version of Zoom. I'll explain this a little bit later. But you're going to come in here. Okay, we're going to come here to Zoom. You're going to just click on this link right here, and it's going to automatically install or download the driver. It's the old Zoom account. Because of the security measures, it's hard to get a virtual camera onto Zoom. So you're just going to come right here, find it in your downloads. You're just going to double click, continue, welcome to Zoom, and there we go. So now once it opens and is finally installed, you're going to see this update right here. Do not update it, because if it's updated, the security measures won't let you use any type of virtual cam that goes for any type of program you're using, not just this app. So once you have this, you are good to go. Alright, so next you're going to go to the App Store or the Google Store, any type of the store to get your Android or iPhone. You're going to click download. So this one right here, the red one, is the paid one. So this is an $8 app. The free version is only 64 by 64, and it's not HD. Alright, now once you download the app, the $8 app, not the free version, it should be this red one. You're going to open it up. Allow access. Yes, you want to let it use the microphone. So you're going to say connecting. So this is what your phone is going to look like. Now we're going to change the settings real quick because we just upgraded it. So right here it's at 64 by 60 by 48. We're going to change that to 1920 by 1080. We're going to leave this on automatic, and we're going to turn this video bitrate up just as much as it can. You don't have to do anything with this here, because this is if you are doing a green screen. So if you turn it in selfie mode, you actually get to see a green screen, and you'll be chroma keyed out. So that's what the green, blue, magenta means. So once you're back at the 1920 by 1080, just hit OK, and then now you are there. So now we go back to here. So now we want to relaunch the app. So this is what you're going to get on your phone. So now we're going to switch over here to the computer. Alright, now that we're back on our desktop, we've installed the app onto our phone, and we've installed the driver onto our computer. So now we're going to go to New Meeting here on Zoom. Just New Meeting. For the sake of this video, we're just going to stop the video. Join with computer audio. So now you should see this option. So now you see my webcam right here. You see your audio. Now that you're installed, you should be able to see this up here, this little purple thing. That is what's showing that the app is running and that it's connected. So now that the app is running and connected, it's going to be right here, EpocCam. and now you have video on your iPhone. Alright, so this is your webcam. Notice the pixelation. I have really bright lights right here, so it's really hard to tell. But the amount of pixels that are all right here, the just not good quality, everything's kind of blurred, does not look that good. And then you switch it right here to your iPhone. Just look at the detail. I mean, that is a night and day difference. So you can actually go and just tap where your face is at, and it will focus. So say it's out of focus over here, and you want it to be focused. You can just tap on the screen where you're at, and it will focus onto your face. So now we'll put it on top of this, your little device right here on your tripod, and you can set up your phone to be right where the Zoom meeting is at. So it still looks like you are, obviously make sure it's tight. I'm going to tap on my face, so I'm in focus. Alright, so this is how I would set up my phone. So I have it right here. I have a secondary monitor right here, and I'm able to look at the camera and look at the zoom right here. So sometimes you'll see people like looking over to the side because they don't have their camera with their zoom matched up right next to each other. So this is how, very basic setup. I have my camera set up, and then I have my Zoom meetings right here next to it, so I can look at the camera and still see the people who I'm talking to. And the quality of this is just night and day difference compared to this. With that being said, another good tip to have is to have some type of lens. I have these things, they're called moment lenses, and it's just a little tiny 18mm lens that I actually have built in onto my phone case from Moment Lens. That just adds a little bit more depth. So this is with that lens on. Obviously you can tell that there's way more info into the background, and it just adds just a little bit more clarity to the image because it is a nicer piece of glass on my camera. So if you want any type of links to that, I have some links available to be able to see, to be able to buy the case, the lens, and just some other things. So let's go over some tips of how to make your videos even better. So in this video, I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts about how to set up your office or your Zoom meeting. Let's say you don't want to connect your phone, or you like the settings that the newer updated Zoom has to offer because of security reasons or other updates. I'm going to show you some do's and don'ts of just simple basic tips to help lighten your meetings. So the biggest issue of having pixelated stuff in the background is mainly just because of lighting. So people have their back up against a wall, or they have it up against a window. And so I'm going to show you some tips just to positioning your camera a little bit better to be able to get some better lighting, just for you to be able to upgrade your Zoom meetings just by positioning and lighting alone, no added camera. So as you can see here, this is a very basic kind of looking Zoom. It's kind of trying to expose for it right now, but if I keep moving my head over, it's not going to be correctly lit. Obviously I have more light in here, but this is probably one of the most basic looks I see on Zoom meetings, is people up against a window thinking, oh yeah, this is great lighting, but their face is completely blurred out or not even visible. The fact that I can actually see my face here is actually pretty astounding. So one of the things you can do, obviously you can see here, I've added some diffusion to a window. Now you might not have this, but you might also have a shower curtain or some type of white bed sheet that you can put up there. If you have drapes, blinds, anything that helps diffuse and makes the light a lot bigger and a lot softer is one of the keys. So let's just see. If I just moved my camera here, look how much better that was. Now another thing you notice is I have some practical lights in the background. Now this is just my webcam. This is not my camera or my iPhone. We can talk about that later, but this is adding a light in the background. There's a light right here. Helps you just separate yourself from the back of whatever office or rooming you're in. Now another one that I do see people do is this. They just like to sit by a white wall or a gray wall. And this is just adding no depth. This is adding, you've got some weird glare going on right here. Another one is the up the nose angle. A lot of people that have it at their desks, you just see that their nose is right there because their laptop is just sitting on a desk and not properly placed. So here's another example which you'll typically see. Someone sitting on either their couch or in a room where they have a really big wall, some light here, but you can tell the webcam can't really expose to your face, so it's kind of like overexposing right there, and so it just doesn't give you that type of look that you want to be seeing on a webcam. So see how I just moved over just a little bit, put a little bit more distance from that window for it to be able to expose. Another thing is I don't like the fact that I'm looking down at the camera. What you want to have is at eye level. Just like how you'd normally be in a meeting, you'd be looking eye to eye with somebody. It's just like the very little things that help bring your meetings just a little bit better. Okay guys, here's a setup that you normally see at like a Zoom meeting or a webinar. We have the overhead lights, just the normal lights in my office are on. The lighting you see in front of me is from my screens. I have a screen in front of me, my laptop next to me. My windows are closed. As you can tell, it's the exposure is trying to expose for what's in the background, what's going on around me, and it's making my face very, very dark. You can see there's a shadow right here because I even have a little salt lamp. And so in the next video, I'll show you a much better setting that's literally just repositioning where my phone is at. So this is being shot on my phone, and I'll show you, I'll just move it to the side, open up some lighting, turn off the overhead lighting, and then that will be able to focus more on my face and not compensate for the stuff in the background. So I have moved my phone now in front of my windows, open up the windows. I've turned off my ceiling light, and I'm now not in front of my computer screen. So I have a light right here, a big soft diffused light. I have it on the lowest setting. I have a little tiny light sitting right here above my phone that's just adding softer light to be able to expose my face and not the background. So you can tell because of the window lighting in the overcast day, perfect setting, allowing to be a lot of light to my face and not exposing the background. This little light here I talked about in that other video, the salt lamp, it's a little bit too bright. I can turn it down with the dimmer, but I'm not really that worried about it. You can clearly see my screen, you can see my face, nothing's too overexposed, and my face isn't dark, and you can see clearly. So this is just a simple setup you can have at your home, just positioning for lighting. So if you do have a window, put your phone in front of the window and let that natural light hit your face, and without having any other lights on behind you where the camera is not going to overexpose for that and try to compensate for that. So take care. I'll see you in the next one.